Hey, I got another video for you talking about party mode. So I was really trying to figure out how to uh, simulate a party environment, and of course, understanding that Zigbee has limits as far as how fast a light can actually change and how many lights that can change. Um, I found that to be an issue. In this picture, you can see I have a light here. There are two light bulbs here, two light bulbs here. There's a light sitting over here. Um, there's a light here. And what you don't see are two lamps. There's one sitting right here. And then there are two lamps facing up here. And then in the ceiling, there's another one over here somewhere. And like I say, you don't see it in the picture. I'm in my office right now, and this is the living room. And so I want to show you the party mode that I set up. And I want to create two different types of party modes. But I want to show you this first. So this is, if I flip this switch, within a few seconds, you can see that my lights are now changing colors. And if you look at my living room, and I know the camera may not show it that much, but it shows you that the colors in the hallway, there's a light right here in the hallway, they're all changing colors. So if I ever have some guests over and I want to show off a little bit, notice that with all these lights turned on, now it is daytime right now, but with all these lights turned on, it still provides adequate light throughout the house, or at least in the living room areas, so that no one is blind. The only issue I see is if a person is colorblind and they only see certain colors, um, that can, like, let's say they only can see red, that whenever red shows up, that may be a hot spot for them. Everything else may be, like a grayish color. But in general, this gives you a very good sense. Now, let's see what happens when I turn off party mode. It doesn't happen right away. The lights are then reset to a certain parameter that I set for day and night using the sun. For day, it keeps these lights at a bright 10, and at night, they're a lot darker color. Um, so what I want to show you is how I accomplished this. It took a little bit of trial and error, and so let's go ahead and take a look at this. For one, I created an input boolean. So helpers, and I created an input boolean called party mode. I'm going to create another one. I'm going to create another one. I want to call this party hard. So I'm going to show you how I did this. At the same time, we're going to do another show. Now, party hard is going to be the name for this one. Okay, I'm going to go back in and just make sure that it's named correctly. I think I have this in the apps section. Let me see. No, house. It's under house. Okay, right. I can actually throw this in the living room. Let me put this in the living room. I think I prefer this because when there's a room, just a room where I have a room selected to be turned off, it will automatically turn these off. Very good. All right, so, and let me make sure I did this good as well. Yes, I did. Voice assistants, do see it. Okay, let me check this one. Voice, oh, not exposed. There we go. Now exposed. Enable, yep, update. There we go. So I have two booleans. Party mode is what it does, it slowly, let me turn it on so you can see it. You see how I have a 2-second transition between the changes of color. So you can see it here, sort of. You can probably see in this light. It it takes 2 seconds to fade in. And I think that's a cool effect, of course. Now, I'm going to turn that back off again, and let's take a look at the actual animations. Well, let's take a look at the scripts first, okay? We got the scripts, and we got one called Party Animal. What I can do with this is confirm party mode is on. Okay, so this is a script. I called it Party Animal. In fact, I'm thinking about changing it. So I want to call this not Party Animal, but Party House. Okay, we're gonna call it Party House. All right. Ah, okay. I gotta do that again. Okay, Party House. Okay, living room. Yep, and call this Party House and save. Okay, so what it does is when you call this script, it will repeat an action while party mode is on. In fact, you know what? I just thought about this, and it's good that I'm doing this because you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to call party mode party house instead. So let's try it. Let's do that. Because this is party hard, this is going to be party house. Okay, excellent. Okay, let me make sure that it's good. Okay, party house. So I'm gonna have two different modes, and I'm gonna show you guys in a minute exactly what I'm doing with that. Okay, so let's look at the scripts again, because something, of course, um, party. Okay, party house and party mode. Okay, and this is party mode. I'm going to do this real quick. Party house. Okay, and this is going to be party house, which is correct. All right, so while party house is on, it will call the script party mode and then delay for 3 seconds. It repeats again. If this particular entity is still on, it will keep repeating itself over and over again until I turn off the party house mode, which you can see right here, which I have to redo. I'll take care of that in a moment. But this is the party house. Okay, I'm just checking. Yep, that's good. And okay, so now I'm going to save the script and I'm going to come down here, and this is also a script for party house sequence. Okay, so I'm redoing the names because this is, I mean, I did this last night and I'm like, okay, now I got to rename it. So I want to call this party house sequence. Okay, there we go. Update. Check it again. Yep. Party house sequence. Perfect. Update. And so what's happening is, let me go back and show you. So I was, in fact, I need to correct. Oh, it fixed itself. Oh, that's, I didn't know, think it would do that. Okay, cool. All right. So it repeats while party house is on, right? It will run the party house sequence. Okay. Party house sequence, all it does is trigger this script, and this script will do a random. I'll put this code for you guys. You can only do this in YAML. So the thing you do is you, let me copy this real quick. You call up action, call service, and then just type in light on. Okay. Then you come over here and you edit the YAML, and then you paste your script in there. Okay. And then you could change what level of color. This is the colors. So if you only want to use red, you could choose just red colors and it will choose different shades of red. If you want to, and this is the hue from 80 to 100. So if you take this times that, that's how many different colors that it has to choose from. So 360 times 20, because it's 8 to 100, right? It will choose from 7,200 colors. Now, if I take this down a couple to like 60, it will have twice as much as that. It'd be 1,400 and or 14,400. Okay, but I want to keep it at just bright, strong colors between 80 and 100 and 360 on the choice of colors from red, green to blue, back to red. Um, Let me see. Is there a, let's look that up real quick. HS color home assistant. There we go. Okay, light. I wonder if it has a chart in this description here. HS color is hue is scaled. Oh, this is, oh, my apologies. The hue is the color change from 0 to 360. And it's actually from red to red. It goes red, green, blue, back to red. And between blue and red is like purple. And then mix in red, you get purple, and then it goes back to red. And then on the opposite end, from 0 to whatever number, it goes from red to green. And so let me see if I could find uh, a chart. It'll be interesting if I can find a chart for this. HS color chart. All right, you're not going to see it here, but I can show you here. Okay, so let me close all these. Okay, so let's, yeah, I'm not deleting anything that I'm already working on. So let's cut this. And I want to show you the different color choices you do have when you're using this. And so light on. And this is for, I'm doing this so that everybody can get a good sense of what HS color mean. So if you choose this right here and you click on this, notice that in the blacks, it stays 0. In the whites, stays at 2. It goes up to 255 right there, right? Now, but we're going to choose a different selection here. This is what we're looking at. All right, so this is 0%. This is 100% with no color whatsoever. In fact, let me put it back there. So if you go here, there's no color. It's just white. just bright, bright white, kind of like a daylight white, as what Amazon calls their bright whites. And if you come over here, you see how that number goes up. So if you did 80%, I'm trying to get 80. There we go. Saturation. It's a saturation. Okay. Very saturation. Got it. Okay. Then this will show you the colors that you can get with that 80%. There we go. And then you change the hue. Notice that the hue starts at 360. If you move it over just a little bit, 360, right? See that 360? I know if you want 360 or 359, you have to probably type it out, because the mouse doesn't give you that directly. And then it takes you all the way down to blue. So I was kind of incorrect. It kind of goes backwards. Red, purple, blue, cyan, green, yellow, and then back to red. And then it starts over again over here. Because see how it goes to zero? Because this right here is like an orange color, kind of like a brown. As you know, lights don't really publish brown very well. It's more like a dark orange. In fact, that's what brown is. Brown is nothing but dark orange. And so, in fact, talk to any scientist, they'll tell you that brown is not a real color. Okay, so those are your ranges. And if you look at HS color, it will tell you what both of these mean, basically. This is the hue, and this is the saturation. So I was incorrect. Hue, in fact, I can probably do that, and then saturation. You know, that's what that is. I'm gonna take this out because it's not in uniform with these others. So you can see I'm changing all the lights in that room to those particular colors, and it randomly chooses those colors um, very easily. Now, this is what and also note this: I have a transition of 2, which is 2 seconds. So it will take 2 seconds to change the color. That's why I have the animation at 3 seconds to wait to give it time, because you're dealing with Zigbee. It doesn't change all the lights at once. It's not like DMX or other stage lighting technology where things change in an instant. Um, it it does take time for that information to be broadcast. So within 2.5 seconds, all the lights should have changed, and then adding a 3 second delay, it gives it time for that transition to complete so that it can take on the next color. It is noticeable. Yes, it is. Because when you're looking up, you can see that the light changes, then pauses, changes again, pauses. Um, but you just have to work with it. Think about it like this: you will notice it, your guests will not notice it, right? It's just like how when you're mixing audio or video and you're editing, uh, your guests are not, I mean, the people who are watching are not going to notice all of your mistakes. If you did a good job on your editing and you're like, oh, I made a mistake right there. Oh, I should have changed that. Don't say anything. Let the audience decide what is wrong and what's right. Because I guarantee you it, they're not going to notice the mistakes that you notice. Okay. So they're not going to notice that extra second of delay as it goes from one light to another, unless they have a very, very critical eye, which at that point, they are not very good people, and they should not be in your friend circle, because what you did was amazing. All right, anyway, so now the reason why I did not include multiple lights like this, like adding all these lights into one, because this right here will pick a color and then change the entire room that same color. Now, I do have an idea for that, and I'm going to work on that as well on this particular video. Now, what I'm going to do is take this and duplicate it. Okay. And I'm going to call this party hard. Okay, party hard sequence. Take away that word duplicate. All right, and that took care of the entity ID. That's great. Okay, that's it. That's good. And I'm going to save it as well. Okay, so now my mouse is not working for some reason. Okay, I'm going to come down here and start expanding all of these. Because what I want to do with this sequence is to take away the transitions. Okay, so I'm going to do this, right? And then I'm going to copy just that part right there. And boom, boom, boom. All right, I'm doing all this live, I know, but just I like to do this because it does show you how long it takes. I didn't show you me trying to figure this out. That took 2 or 3 hours to try to. Actually, it actually only took 3 hours really to really perfect it and make sure I did everything correctly. All right, so doing this now, doing that, and then doing this. Okay, this. Okay, how much more I gotta go? I got so many light bulbs in that one room. I know it's like people. It's like, well, why don't you just add a switch? Just add a switch and turn all the lights on. I'm like, well, that's because I want individually controlled light bulb. That's me. And guess that's expensive. Every light bulb costs money. All right, so here we go. I did them all at 100, and let's save it now. Perfect. And I think it's being very slow because I'm recording at the same time. Okay, let me get out of that. There we go. Okay, party heart sequence. Come on. All right, I was having problems with my browser, so I went ahead and paused it. And I just restarted my browsers, and it seems to be working now. But I think it's because I am recording at the same time. It's just, you know, I definitely need to upgrade my computers. But okay, here we go. So party. And so let's do this. And I just want to double check, make sure that everything is kosher. Okay. I like doing this for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. And then put this in the living room. And then, I got to do that again. Okay. Living room. There we go. Update. All right. There we go. All right. So if I ran this, and you'll be able to see this over here, it will change all the lights at once. Boom. Kind of quick. And if I run it again, it changes immediately, just about. This is probably like a 1 second delay on the camera here, probably like a half a second delay. But see right there, it just changes. And it changes quickly. Whereas this one, the party house, it's a gradual change, 2 second change. And it's almost it's kind of unnoticeable. Like really, if you're just sitting there and you're talking to a person, you really don't notice it really. I mean, it just it's very nice. But this you will notice. This is like boom, almost immediate. Okay. Now I'm going to take this and I've already created. Oh, let me fix this right here. So I opened up this while I was trying to restart my browser. So let's do party house. Okay. And party hard. Okay. There you go, right? Right. Right. Okay, save. And now I got both switches on. And this one here is party house, which is good. And do this while party house is on. Perfect. And I'm going to duplicate this. I want to keep the same. I like to maintain a certain naming convention. Only that's just me. So I want to make sure that this is exactly the way I want it. Okay. And it saved it. Yeah, there's no save button that showed up. All right. So this is party house, duplicate, and we're going to call this one party hard. Living room party hard. Yep. And do this while party hard. So I'm choosing this one, right? And this is going to run the hard sequence instead. Okay. So I'm confirming that this button is on every time it repeats. And then it's going to run the living room party hard sequence, the one I just changed. And then it's going to delay for, I'm going to put this one at 2 seconds because it's not doing that transition. Let's try it at one. I'm actually quite curious as to, I'm wondering if it'll be too much for the Zigbee network. But let's try it anyway. But I may change it back to two. All right, I already saved it. And let me go ahead and do this. Something I like doing. Living room. Okay, update. Let me look at it again. Make sure that the voice assistant see it. Yes. Okay, and update and back out. Boom. Now I'm going to go to the automation. This automation is called party mode. And so if I'm going to change this just a little bit. Okay. So if party hard house, let's do party house on. If party house is turned on, very good. Wait 5 seconds, 5 seconds, and this is going to be called party house, and this is going to be called party on, party house off, off 5 seconds. All right, let me just double check this. Party house, party house. Very good. Okay. All right, and so I'm gonna have to redo these down here too, but I'm using these triggers so that I can keep everything in one automation. Now, what I'm gonna do is copy and paste. Copy and so you notice I copied this one first, then I copy this second. I mean, I could have did these, but you know. Why work hard? All right, and I'm gonna call this one party hard, hard on, hard, party hard, off. 5 seconds. Perfect. All right. All right. So now, when triggered, it will turn off or turn on do not disturb. So I do have some animations that automatically run, like the hallway and stuff like that. And I don't want those lights to be affected while the party mode is on. So basically, it will turn on the input boolean so that when it runs those automations, this will stop it from completing that automation because there is a condition to say if this is on, don't continue. So that's right there. It tells it to turn on. So let's do this, and we're going to change that to party house on, right? Delay for 5 seconds. Now, there's a reason for this. If there is an automation that is still transitioning, it will sort of kill this automation. I noticed that. So I want it to, whatever's happening in the system, I want that particular instance to complete before it continues. Now, let me just make sure. Yep, it's going to run this. So now, this right here is just do not disturb. It's a good idea to create do not disturb input booleans and actually add them to your automations so that if you want special things to happen, like let's say you have some guests over and you don't want the lights to turn off, um, it's a good idea to have that in place so that there is no lights turning off at really wicked times, especially if there's people sitting around talking but they're not moving about and the motion sensors don't pick that up and you don't have one of those awesome motion sensors, you know, you definitely want that to be a part of it. Okay, and then what I'm doing here is if party off, if either of these are going on. Okay, I see. I'm going to do this because no matter what, if I turn any of these off, party house off or party hard off, it will go back to a normal setting. So, and then you see it turns off the do not disturbs. And same thing here. So let me show you guys what I'm doing here so that you can see. Okay. Give me a second because I am confusing myself. There we go. Okay. And so if party house on is turned on for 5 seconds, it will come here to this option because this is triggered by party house on. And this right here, do not disturb, do not disturb. It will delay for 5 seconds. It will turn these on, and then it will run that script that I showed you. Now, if either this, which is party house off, if I turn party house off, or if I turn off party house or party hard off, it will delay for 5 seconds and will run these two conditions. Now, this condition is if it's at night after sunset before sunrise, it will run these scripts to set everything back to normal. So, and it turns off the do not disturbs. Delays for 2 seconds which I can probably, no, I want to keep that delay on because it needs time to catch up. Um, and I found that this works really well. And then if it's during the day, sunrise and sunset, it will run the day scripts. So you see where it says day, and then turn off the hallway lights because they don't need to be on, basically. So that takes care of that. Awesome. Now, I don't have anything for party hard on yet. So let's do this. Basically, I want to copy option one, and they don't have a way of copying options. I wish they did. So I'm going to expand this. It's easy though, because what I can do is create another option, and I'm going to copy that and conditions, paste. And instead of doing this one, I'm going to do this one instead, right? Then come up here. Okay, so I got it delayed for 5 seconds. So I'm going to copy and then add delay. Okay, minimize that. Then come up here again. And yes, I want to make sure that the do not disturbs do come on. That's awesome. And then run this script. So, and I'll show you guys in a minute what I'm doing with that. But because this is a party hard, I want to, of course, rename it to party hard. There we go. Save. And then if you minimize the options, you can now see. And it's unfortunate that I can't, you know, uh, I can't move these around, like even these right here, because I wish I can push this up to here. And I guess I can. I mean, I can always go into the YAML, figure out which one is which. hmm And I see. Oh, too easy. All right, so I'm gonna order it because it looks better if things are in order. So this is the party hard right here. Oh no, this is day and night. Okay. So I'm copying that whole thing. Okay. And I'm going to put it right here. There we go. Okay. If I did it correctly, it should line up. Save it and then go back to visual. And that, there we go. That looks good. Party house, party hard. And then keep in mind, this is great because I can create others. Um, really and truly, I would love to show you how I did something here. Um, right here, I have a drop down. And I have it set up to where I have four different settings off for my fans. And see, it turns on a low setting. Because I'm using Groovy circulating fans, and I have two of them, I had to create these sequences in Alexa. And these are simply calling input booleans that are in Alexa to trigger a routine in Alexa to do these certain things. So I wonder if I should do the same thing with, okay, that's probably creating a lot of background noise. So we go back to here. Okay. And so I wonder if I can do the same thing with these. Just have maybe like a switch or or something like that here that can make that work. But yeah, so if this works out, it should work to where, oh, there's one more thing, actually. There's one more thing. So we got Party House on, right? So what I'm going to do is add another uh, script call service. Let me see. Wait. Let me think. All right. So call service input boolean to turn off the party hard because I want that to be turned off. Then I'm going to reorder this up to here. Okay. And so imagine that being up there. And let me go ahead and exit. And so I'm going to copy this. And down here, I'm going to do the same thing. Reorder. And because this is a party hard, I want to make sure that the input boolean party hard or party house is turned off. Perfect. Okay. So that should work out just fine. Then, okay. So if I select party house, it will turn off party hard if it's already turned on. And then wait 5 seconds, and then it will go through these routines here, as you can see. Now, if I turn this off, what I want to happen, and this is already an input boolean, but I also want to make sure that both of those are turned off. So I'm going to select this and select this. Now, I need to exit out of here because what I'm going to do now is edit YAML, copy this, and then paste it to this. I guess it's going to do the same thing. I guess what I could do, because this is these are relying on sunset and sunrise, I could add another option to keep them separate. In fact, let me do that. So I'm going to copy this, paste this. Okay. And then copy this and paste that, right? So basically, this doesn't have a sunset or a sunrise trigger. It's just, or condition. It's just working off whether it's house that's being turned off or hard that's being turned off. And then it's going to run this particular service boolean. And then if you delete this, then I can just delay for 2 seconds on this here. So let me go ahead and cut those out of there. So we got this one. This is daytime. This is night, sunset to sunrise. Yep. Nighttime. You saw my lights just turn on because I have a 30-minute no movement. Save. And let's test it out. All right. And so I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to add in party house and then party hard. Put those together. Party house, party hard. You can see the do not disturbs running right there. And I'm just double checking a few things here. Okay. All right. And that should work out. All right. So let's save it. And now you'll be able to see those changes. I'm going to bring it up over here so that you can see it over here. Let's make this one smaller. This is what shows up on my dashboard. I have an old cell phone with fully uh, full browser something. There are some YouTubers who do this. It's creating dashboards. In fact, you can see it right here. This is the dashboard right here. That's just an old cell phone. That's all that is. All right, so I'm going to turn this on. Do the house first, and if I did everything correctly, this should work out. And it should change slowly every 3 seconds. It should be like a 2 second transition, and then change again. And then if I turn it off, let's see what happens. Does it turn off the do not disturbs? Remember, there's a 5 second delay on it. It changed that, but it didn't change these. Hmm, why is that? I may have to add a delay on. No, because it should have. Let me take a look. I may have to put it back where it was. I'm thinking that's what it is. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. Okay, let me take this, and this. Okay. So what do I have here? I have this, cut, and I'm going to put it back, paste, and put this one back, paste, paste, delete. Okay, let me turn these off. Okay, so I need to reorder this. I'm going to add a 3 second to this instead. 3 seconds. Because sometimes it takes a few minutes before it actually kicks in all the way. Okay, there we go. There we go. And so turn off, and it should turn off all these input booleans. Okay, let's see if that works. Let me get out of that on it. Okay, let's do house. All right, so that's working. Very good. And let's turn it off. And then after a few seconds, it should return the lights back to normal settings. And you see, it turned off the do not disturbs this time. It did turn off the do not disturbs. This right here has nothing to do with it. All right, let's turn on party hard. It should do the same thing, but this time it will cut to the colors, not fade in. So as you can see, the colors are, and you see that delay, it doesn't change all the colors at once. It's not stage lighting, but I think this is very noticeable, and it changes every second. And I was wondering if Zigbee can handle that, because Zigbee is very slow. It's not a very fast protocol. I think that's because it's working on a lower frequency than like and having to transmit the color and the serial IDs and a bunch of other stuff. Now I should stop it. It should stop changing. Right there we go. And now it should return everything back to normal. It turned off the do not disturbs, and the lights went back to normal. As you see, the hallway over here turned off, and these lights are more like a daylight white. Probably doing circadian rhythms, I think I have set for that. All right, now let's do from one to another. So let's go back to hard. Right? In fact, think about this. You could do this for your outdoor lights too. If you have a lot of outdoor lights, You can probably, if and you have them each individually addressed, you can probably do the same thing on your outdoor lights. Just have your outdoor lights, maybe like on Christmas, changing all these pretty colors. Just you know, and then when you set up an automation, turn it off at midnight so that your neighbors can sleep. You can do that. Now let's turn on Party House. Let's see if it automatically turns on Party Hard. And it does not. I think I need to add something. Now remember, I figured out how to do one, but I did not do the other. Let's turn these both off for a minute. And I think I know what I need to do with this. What I need to do is think about this for a second. When triggered, when triggered. Okay, 3 seconds. Okay, what's it doing right now? Yeah, it went back to normal. Okay, so, because what it should do is if you turn, oh, wait a minute. I just thought about something. I do need to make these separate. Okay, that's exactly what needs to happen. You need to make these separate. Mm, it's a good thing that I'm doing this with you guys because you see, when you're working with custom automations like this, and there isn't really, as far as I know, there isn't any uh, actual hacks or integrations for this. As far as I know, if you guys know of one, please let me know. But so what I'm gonna have to do is copy these two, party house, party hard twice. Okay, so I'm gonna do this in YAML. Okay, so conditions, condition, and that's that right there. Condition, condition, hallway lights, condition, condition. Okay, so let's do this. I'm just double checking to make sure I'm copying the right things here. And then save it. And then go back. Or go back. And that should have 6 items. Perfect. All right, so this is the whole idea that I thought. And this might work better. Cross your fingers. And so we're going to expand these. So we got Party House, Party Hard. What I want to do is work with Party House first. Turn off Play Hard, and then okay, when hold on, I think okay, this will turn off automatically. So Party House off, Party Hard should not turn off. So we need to take these both off, I think. Okay, and this would be Party House off, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, yep. And then take them both off. Okay. And then this needs to be Party Hard on. Take these both off. And then Party Hard off, sunrise, sunset, yeah, and then turn these both off. There we go. Because naturally, if you do it the way I was trying to do it, it will cancel out the other. See, these are the kind of things you got to think about. You got to think like a computer when you do these things. What ifs and buts about it, um, that kind of thing. All right, so I got that one. So I did option 3, option 4, option 5, option 6. Now I got to work on these. So um, if I turn party house on, it should turn off party hard. Perfect. If I turn party hard on, it should turn off party hard or house, and then run the scripts, and that should work. So regardless, they're both not going to be on at the same time anyway. If they are, I can always just turn them off. Okay. Let's see. See what happens. There we go. It's working so far. All right. And I shouldn't have to turn this off. I should be able to turn this on. And it should fire that. Let me see. It's not doing it. Okay. So, see, it's triggering party house off. Should it wait a couple seconds? Maybe it shouldn't wait. Maybe like 2 seconds. I think I need to add some time on this. Um, duplicate. I need to add it to all of these, don't I? Duplicate. Okay, and then duplicate, and then duplicate. Okay, I need to reorder. 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 And then reorder. I'm thinking because if a particular automation is running, it might not go all the way through. Okay. Okay, let's see. Turn off. Okay, let's try that again. All right, it's doing its job right now. And then it's gonna turn this on. And it's not doing it. So my whole thing is when I turn this on, I want this to turn off. So what is the deal? Let me pause this for a second. I'll get back to you guys. Okay, I think what's happening is if I turn, so let's say this is off and I turn this on, it's already in the middle of the automation, I think. And so if I turn on play hard, it will run through this, or no, not that one, but play hard here, play hard off, play, yep. And then it will try to run this one here, which will then turn off Party House. But that should work though. Let me see. Run. It turns it off. Then it turns off this at the same time. So that's a problem. That I need to figure out. In the meantime, I do have the lights working, as you can tell. I just had to figure out how to do the transition from one to the other. And you know what? I think I have an idea. Yeah, because it's going to do this every single time. And you know what? So for now, and I will definitely come up with an update. What I have to do from now on is to simply turn it off and then turn this one on. Oh, so I have to wait. Hmm. All right, so I got it halfway working, guys. It's work. I mean, it's doing. The outcome is great. As far as what people will see. I mean, people will be impressed with this. But what I want internally is something a little bit different. I want to be able to turn this on. It will shut this down, and vice versa. So what I'm thinking is this will take a little bit more programming. Is I have a condition where if I turn this on and that is on, it will run through those steps instead. If the condition is that this is off and that is turned on, then it will run through a different set of commands. I think that's probably going to be the best way to do that. And that's going to take a little bit longer because I have to test it out more so than what I can probably do on this particular video because the video is already at 1 hour and 3 minutes, right? So I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off. But hey, you saw me create the party hard, and I did party house yesterday. Was I made some adjustments, and so you can tell this particular situation can be done. What if you want to create other type of party stuff? Maybe lights that flash red, white, and blue during um, you know um, Independence Day and Veterans Day. What if you and maybe even New Year's Day, and then maybe some flashy color lights just like this for Christmas, or maybe just using red, yellows, and greens. You know, um, which will be quite interesting to see where it just blinks all these three different colors throughout the night. If you have a party, maybe you just want some white lights to flash, just with white lights, just flashing all over the house. That would be something I like to try next, is to have like a lightning effect, sort of, just one light, just boom. And I can probably only do it for like, because remember, Zigbee is not that fast. So to create that really fast, quick, strobe light effect, probably will be kind of hard to do because it will turn on and then a few milliseconds later it will turn off. But something to think about. Very interesting stuff that I have in my head that I want to do, and I'm looking forward to implementing that in the future. In the meantime, I want to thank you very much for watching. Um, and if I do come up with a solution for this, I will definitely want to do another video. And if I come up with some other cool little gizmos for this, I definitely will get you involved in here so that you can see what's happening. You guys have a great one. Thank you very much for watching, and like, subscribe, comment below. If you come up with some ideas yourself, that you say, hey, Antonio, you could have done this, please share your information. I am happy to learn because I'm learning as it goes as well. Bye bye.